I'm afraid of what the conservative reaction is going to be here. So let me give you a little preview of the stuff you'll probably hear. Number one, oh, we knew it. It was the Muslims. You see, it said Muslims have an ideology. Nobody will talk about the ideology of abortion, doctor killers, etc. It's, nobody will talk about fundamentalists of another stripe. Now that it turns out they were Muslim, this is day one. Now that we know who they are, wait for it, okay? I mean, the ugly stuff is going to come out from the fringe and work its way towards Fox News, right? And so we'll see how that goes. Number two, immigrants. We knew it. Don't allow any immigrants in the country. Here comes Steve King and those sets of crazies. And that brand of ugliness is coming, all right? And this is partly why we were rooting that they weren't Middle Easterners. Now it turns out they're not. They're Russian, they're Chechnians, they're Caucasians, but they are Muslim. So, Dzhokhar, described by all his friends as all-American, came here when he was young, etc. That's not going to stop Steve King and the rest from saying, we told you not to let the immigrants in, right? Now, is that true of all of the other immigrants, the millions of immigrants that have come in and been incredibly productive members of society? Steve Jobs' father, originally from Syria. What if we didn't let him into the country? How would that have turned out? But they're not going to talk about that. They're going to talk about the ugly side of things, right? So, and then the third thing that they're going to come at you with is President Obama. I see this is a failure. This happened on his watch. It didn't happen under Bush's watch. Now you're going to say, wait a minute, 9/11 happened under Bush's watch. But they'll ignore that. They routinely say that nothing happened under Bush's watch and he kept us safe, when the worst terrorist attack in American history happened under Bush's watch. He had 9 months. He had the warnings. Now here, if President Obama, like President Bush, had warnings, if they gave him a classified intelligence saying, hey, the Chechens are likely to attack in Boston, and he did nothing, then I'll be the first one to blame him. Now, in the beginning with Bush, I thought, well, how in the world could anybody have known? Then we found out many months and years later that, in fact, he had been specifically warned about attacks in Washington and New York, and he told the CIA guys who briefed him in Crawford, okay, you covered your ass, go back home, right? Now, if you find something like that on Obama, by all means, then all criticism is merited. But you think the conservatives are going to wait for that? No, tick-tock, tick-tock. That overwhelming criticism is minutes away. So I could be wrong about all this. We'll see how it develops. But my guess is those three prongs of attack, they're just waiting to push the button on. So they're headed in our direction.